Hello everyone, this is September 24th, 2014, and today I'm going to show you a possible method to complete the Venus Nexus Strike on Nightfall solo, although this strategy will work for a team match as well, which in fact, just the other night, me and a couple other buddies on the PSN, we decided to give it a go with a certain strategy, and it didn't really work out. So I figured today, on my free time, I would just give it a shot solo, and turned out I was able to do it. So pretty much at this point, I'm halfway through the match. I figured I would just skip to this point, seeing as anyone who is looking up any tips or tricks on how to complete this strike, I'm sure, are more concerned with fighting the Nexus boss at the end rather than attempting to get through the rest. I mean, that's fairly simple. You play it just like any other strike where you're attempting not to die. You stay behind cover, find the bottlenecks, so on and so forth. But so at the point we're at now, essentially for this Nightfall Strike, there is a burn skull in effect, and that's for solar damage. So the two primary weapons I'm using is the Icebreaker exotic sniper rifle and just a plain rare solar machine gun, which I have equipped at the moment. Pretty much this entire strike I utilized only the Icebreaker sniper rifle. That's all I really needed. And I only used the machine gun pretty much at the end here fighting the Nexus boss. So the strategy I'm going to employ here, which is probably a strategy that you've read or heard about elsewhere, but I figured now you can see it in the video form, might be a little bit more easy to understand. Essentially what it is that after you clear out these goblins on this cliffside here, you go through the tunnel, and then you get to the ledge that overlooks the Nexus boss arena. Once you get to that ledge, don't jump down as you normally would. Instead, you stay on top, you pick off a few of the Minotaurs, and then you wait for the Nexus to drop. As soon as the Nexus drops and you begin the boss battle, there's going to be a Minotaur that is going to spawn down the tunnel at the other end behind you from where you are at the ledge. You need to turn around, kill that Minotaur, and then focus your attack on the Nexus. Now, after you kill the Minotaur, it's about 20 to 25 seconds until the next one's going to spawn. So pretty much as soon as you kill one, you're going to turn around, fire on the Nexus for approximately 15 seconds, turn yourself back around, get yourself situated, and then at about 20 to 25 seconds, that Minotaur is going to show up. You kill it, turn back around, and then fire on the Nexus again. And that's really all it takes. The Nexus does pound that opening pretty hard, and of course its attacks do cause a lot of splash damage, but really it's not that bad in this case. You can stay right on the ledge. You just need to be aware of how much damage you're taking. As soon as you hit the red, you need to back off. Just make sure you don't get too greedy, and you'll come out of this just fine. To help you out, as you can see me using here, I'll make sure you have some synthesis packs with you. I kind of just wasted one there because I didn't realize I already had a full amount of ammunition for my machine gun, but that's alright, there's plenty of them in my inventory. And I only need to use one during this fight here. So there's the ledge. Again, you make sure you don't jump down. There are always Minotaurs to the left, but they like to creep back into that hidey area there, so you can pick off one or two that are kind of wandering out in the open. And then, it'll just take about a minute or two until the Nexus finally drops, and then we can get this started. If you do get the chance to acquire or use the Icebreaker sniper rifle, I highly recommend it. It is a great weapon. It refills or regenerates its own ammunition, so you don't ever have to worry about scavenging for any ammunition or having to waste your synthesis packs for it. It only takes about maybe 10-15 seconds to load each shot. Okay, so here you can see that the Minotaur spawned behind. With this particular weapon, with the Icebreaker, it only takes 3 shots to kill it. Although I'm running up here to check it out, because I noticed that a crown dropped off the top of its head. I never noticed that on the Minotaur before, so I don't know why. I thought maybe I could pick it up or something as a sellable item to the Cryptarch or something of that nature, but it wasn't. It was just for decoration. Alright. So I'm going to try and pick off another one, basically just force the Nexus along its way. If you do wait long enough, the Nexus will eventually drop. You do not have to kill all the Minotaurs to do so, but by killing more of them, it seems that it does push the Nexus out sooner if you don't really want to wait that long and have to continue to kill the Minotaur that spawns behind you in the tunnel. So we're waiting, and we're waiting, and I'm probably about to have to turn around here to kill that Minotaur. And this rock right here in particular is a pretty decent cover point, as you can see right there in the bottom right. Just to take his plasma shots there, so you don't take any yourself and end up having to wait longer to recover to go back out to hit the Nexus. Alright, so this is taking a lot longer for the drop than I remember. But, you know, there it is again. It's just as simple as turning around, popping a few shots into the Minotaur, turn back around, and get back into the fight whenever it starts. Okay, there was the ghost giving me the message that it's about to begin. And there it is. So you're gonna see he's gonna be bombarding that ledge side pretty hard. But again, you know, it's a little scary at first, but just get yourself out there. You know, you're gonna notice that he's gonna start really hitting one side or the other particularly. Just whatever side he's really hammering, kind of creep up to the other side of the opening there. Get your shots out there and then get right back in. So as you can see, I was a little trepid there, or I wasn't too confident in stepping out. But I think after this next Minotaur kill, I finally kind of cinch up my sack there and get out. So I start by using the sniper rifle a bit, but it takes me a little bit too long to do that for my liking. So I end up just switching to the machine gun. It's just a lot faster, a lot easier to do, in my opinion, at least in this case. And that right there was one of those brown pants moments where it actually raged and decided to run down the tunnel there. I did not expect that. But again, with his powerful weapon, or rather by using the proper element weapon for the burn skull in effect, I mean, you're gonna be fine. You know, whether that be a fusion rifle or otherwise. I mean, the sniper in this case is that much more efficient because you can aim right down the hallway and get maximum damage from that range, where with a fusion rifle you might have to get a little bit closer to take that Minotaur out, and really, you know, as everybody pretty much knows, you don't really want to have to get too close to a Minotaur because he's going to start teleporting right up on top of you, and then it's just a bad time. And being Nightfall, you know, you especially solo, you get one shot and you're done. So at this point, I certainly didn't want to risk that. So sniper rifle it was. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You know, over the next few moments here, you're just going to see me pretty much repeat this pattern. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to try and crack off half to a full clip of this machine gun. I pretty much counted to 15 every time I killed the Minotaur. As soon as I hit 15, I backed up, went right back to behind that little rock there, and then got ready to fight him. You know, and again, as long as you bring yourself at least a couple heavy ammo synthesis packs, you'll be fine. Because, you know, I went through an entire ammunition load for the machine gun. I have to end up using a pack in a minute or two here, and that's all it takes. Granted, even if I didn't have one, I probably could just pull it off with a sniper rifle, but I felt pretty good about the rhythm of, you know, switching between the sniper rifle and the machine gun, so that's pretty much what I stuck with. Like clockwork, there he is. Yeah, I have to admit, I was surprised with how well that this works. You know, I figured the Nexus would be a lot more accurate with its attacks. I mean, certainly, you know, in the numerous times I've ran this strike, not the Nightfall Strike, but just the regular version of the strike, or playing it on Strike playlist, you know, he's pretty accurate with his shots. You know, anywhere you fire from, he pretty much makes a beeline right for you with those blasts. So I have to admit, I was a little surprised at how easy this works. I mean, you can't get, you know, too overzealous, as you can see there. I mean, he got me in the red, and he does that a couple times to me. So especially on Nightfall, you want to play it as careful as you can. But really, it's a pretty safe strategy, and I imagine with 3 people working in concert, everybody having solar weapons, this is going to be over, you know, 5 times faster than what I'm doing. I imagine the team can get it done, you know, from start to finish as soon as the Nexus drops in maybe 5 minutes, if that. You know, especially if, you know, everybody has the proper element weapon equipped. So this one gets pretty close to bringing it down. And I can tell you, when I was doing this, I was definitely getting a little tense, definitely getting some sweaty palms. Cause I certainly didn't want to f up, and then I have to start the whole thing over again. You know, and again, as soon as I like walked into the tunnel, getting down here, I was already shocked that I made it that far. I mean, you know, it's not like I really tried to solo the Nightfall before. I am a, you know, level 28 hunter with some pretty decent gear, but I just didn't expect to be able to do it this easily. Not that it was, you know, 100% easy, but just not this easily. So you're gonna see in a minute here that, you know, one of the last Minotaurs I defeat, he shows up after about 45 to 50 seconds. I don't know really what's up with that, and you're going to also notice that before the last Minotaur arrives, the Nexus decides to stop shooting at me, and those kind of weirded me out for a moment. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was very strange, but he does indeed show up. So if you encounter the issue of the Minotaur not quite showing up at 15 to 20 seconds, just, you know, follow your battle rhythm, keep up the same pattern, because you don't want to be caught with your pants down, so to speak, with the Minotaur coming up from behind you, because then you're almost going to be guaranteed to die. Because he's going to kill you up there, he's going to force you off that ledge, and that's just not a happy place to be in a Nightfall mission. I think this is about the time where he doesn't appear when I expect him to. So you can see me like fidgeting around there. I'm really anxious, waiting for him to arrive, and he just doesn't. Guess he had to stop by the Vex Porta-John, I don't know. And so about this time, you're gonna hear that the fire has stopped down from the died down from the Nexus. So I'm being really paranoid at this point. I was like, okay, well there he was, and he was ready to fire again. So, and there's our buddy making his way down the tunnel. As soon as he teleported again, that's once again where I got pretty tense. Yep. And at this point, I just kind of stare down at the arena in disbelief. I look behind me to make sure I don't have another Minotaur coming up from behind me. I mean, I don't know exactly what would happen if I died at this point, seeing as it's a Nightfall mission, but I didn't really want to find out. So just to play it safe, I jumped down there, figured all the enemies were gone, as what typically happens in a strike when you win. Any minions left just disappear. And that's it. If you stuck around this long, you can see that it works perfectly with one person. I'm a level 28 hunter. My equipment loadout, as far as weapons were concerned, was a icebreaker sniper rifle and the solar-based machine gun. I mean, even if you don't have exotic strength weapons, I mean, honestly, as long as you have the solar and it's the strongest you can get, or rather, not just solar, but whatever element that you require for that particular strike, you'll be fine. And again, if I can do it as one person, it can certainly be done by 3 people with the proper element loadout. And that's pretty much it. And with my reward being a legendary fusion rifle, which is pretty great, though I also have one just like it. Although this one's a little bit more red, so I guess that's cool. More red is always more cool. And I was kind of hoping for more, maybe some Ascendant Shards or some other awards there. But, you know, I'll take what I can get. And of course I'm going to have my blue burning head as I run around for the next week, so that's going to be exciting. But that's it. I'm sure there's other strategies you can find, but that's certainly one that worked out the best for me. And again, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.